Shalom Akim. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai Bashim Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. And salutations to all the Akim on four corners of earth who's pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom Akim. I want to get into this picture here, man. It says Amazon plans to replace 600,000 U.S. workers with robots. This is how the U.S. government plays with the people, man. They build all these Amazon centers. They've been pushing this Amazon for some time, and they got shows out on TV, just showing you how wonderful and comedic it is to work at Amazon and these Walmarts, and here it is where, at the end of the day, their final their final push was to replace the humans with robots, man. Esau has a thing for these robots. Right now we are in the man merging with robot stage with this devil, and if he continued to go on, this is how it would be, man. If his plans were to continue, this is how we would be. The humans would be mating with robots. They gave you the $1 Million Man. They giving you the different robots throughout the years. The different robots. When I was growing up, you had the Small Wonders show. You had different shows just showing you what their clandestine plan was to merge these humans with robots. And right now, as people are trying to prepare for their goofy holidays and stuff like that, they're going to be losing jobs, man. They're going to have to worry about paying for that rent. Not thinking about coming down the holidays and stuff, man. And this is when Esau's, his real system makes money around the holidays, man. When you think about it. And the holidays start with their most wickedest one, Halloween. That's $1 million maker. You got the Halloween. You have the Thanksgiving Day. You have the Christmas. You have the Valentine's, birthdays. Celebrations and wickedness go on and on. But yeah, that stuff's about to come to an end right now, especially the way the markets are going, man. And these Amazon jobs, they hire a lot of people, man. And they had a lot of people just going through it, man. They were trying to form unions and stuff, This is Sirach 14, and I'm going to start at 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Wow. World. Slaki. Let me run that back. This is Sirach 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that inventeth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness. So yes, this is the recompense of Esau's wickedness, man. Bringing these robots out, and now it's getting ready to fail right in front of his face because these jobs, man, they're here taking Americans' jobs, man. They're worried about the people coming across the border. You need to be talking to your devil leaders about these damn robots that's taking over, whether it be the cabs, the animated, they got self-driving cabs, they got trucks too as well now, I've done videos on the trucks they got out now. They're on the West Coast, before they introduce them to the rest of the United States of America, But yeah, these things are rolling, man. Esau's plans are rolling, man. And you Israelites, first and foremost, are the ones who he's going to hunt down, and control if you don't get down with his system, man. You're public enemy number one. And then comes the rest. This is Psalm 37, I'm going to start at 1. And Psalm of David, freak not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed, man. And that's what it's about, man, doing good and trusting in the Lord, man. Because that's all we have right now, man. Well, this devil is taking jobs away left and right, man. A lot of jakes that are in the truth, they probably work at Amazon, And Lord willing, they'll be able to find something, or the Lord will have something for them, man. Because we're men in the Lord, man. The Lord gonna look out for us, man. Because we do this work, man. But at the end of the day, the rest of you people, you trusting in Egypt, that's gonna be your downfall, you know. And He's showing you that. These guys have set up temporary jobs. The Elon Musk, your Jeff Bezos, everything's on a temporary basis. Think about the Uber cars to drive, man. That's temporary. You can't do that forever and a day. And then on top of that, the people who have been doing it, think about the stress stories they have, and and at any moment, once again, they could lose their job because they're getting ready to be taken over by robots, man. And here's Jeff Bezos. He runs Amazon. So yeah, these things are coming down, man. Esau's not playing with Jake no more, man. He's getting ready to come down with great wrath, man, and he's showing it to us. And once again, the people who see this, they take this as a joke. They think this is a game. Oh, how cool. No, it's not gonna be cool when they're taking your job, man. This is This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travaileth upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in the darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief, man. So once again, we're not in darkness. We're able to see these things as happening, man. When this devil puts out these warning signs and letting us know what's going to happen, we're going to take heed to it, man. And we're going to warn the people, man. That's our job, to warn you Israelites, man. Of the incoming danger that's coming down the road, man. And for you to come out of your wickedness, so you don't be one of those children in the darkness. But at the end of the day, the Lord. This is the Lord's show, and we're thankful that He pulled us up out of this wicked world, man. And we're able to see these things and break them down, man. Through the scriptures, because if not, we'd be lost in the sauce, just like the rest of these idiots. This is Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So once again, with these technology-driven leaders that we have, the mirth that is slowly but surely taking away the mirth of this place because the jobs are leaving, man. The jobs are leaving. A solid 5 years ago, we could give you, your jobs on your app phones. A few restaurants that were still, doing real good. But now, lately, what do you have, man? What is out there, man? What is out there? When these kids graduating from these colleges, from these high schools and colleges, I work at a high school, so I ask the kids, I say, man, what you gonna do? And their answer is bleak. They don't know. They do not know. So the future of this place is robots. If Esau was continuing on going, Lord forbid. Isaiah 24 Isaiah 24 and 12. And the city is left desolation. The gate is smitten with destruction. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, a precursor of the things that's going to happen to America, man. This was a place that was, highly protected at one point, man. But now this place is being rotted from the inside out, man, so to speak, man. All of America's enemies are here on the shores, The leaders of this place want to turn everybody into robots. They want to have the robots take over your jobs. I did a video a while back about Jay-Z. About him going all into these robot pizza makers they have out now, man. So jobs being taken left and right by these robots, man. So you're gonna have to really go to Esau for the one of all things. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings, and oppositions of science falsely so called, which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen, man. So at the end of the day, these once again these so-called leaders that tell you that these these robotic parts that you're putting in your body are good for you. Stay away from these guys, man. Stay away from these wicked people, man. Trust in the Lord, man. Trust in the Lord and the men of the Lord. Because when you see the men out there pushing His truth, there's still time, man. Before the Lord closes everything up, man. And before Esau comes down with great wrath and cuts off the internet, stops us from being on the corners. Now is the time to get this knowledge. Now is the time to come out of those wicked ways. Now is the time to try to get an understanding of what's going on, man. If the Lord is dealing with you, if not, then you're going to remain in a congregation of darkness, man. That's just what it is. With that being said, I hope this is edifying. Shalom, Akim.